day to all our viewers out there. My name is Heinrich Neetling, and welcome to Mathematical Literacy. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at the topic of finance, but more specifically at hire purchase. Now, let me quickly share something interesting with you. Did you know that in hire purchase agreements, ownership is not transferred to the purchaser until all payments are made? And also important is that with hire purchase agreements, usually it proves to be more expensive in the long run than purchasing an item with cash. Okay, so that is very key. Keep that in mind. So what are the lesson objectives for today? So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to, first of all, define the term hire purchase, meaning you should know exactly what it is and what it entails. Then you must be familiar with related terminology, like for example, deposit, interest, monthly, installment, and so on. Right? You must be able to perform percentage calculation, right? And that is especially important when we're going to calculate the deposit. Then you must be able to perform calculations involving simple interest through manual calculations, that meaning, right, without the use of a formula. Then you must be able to determine monthly installments. Okay, so let's look at what we can expect in today's lesson. So as I've mentioned, we'll be focusing on hire purchase. So I'll be looking at some explanation, give you some terminology that's important to this topic, and then we'll be looking at some examples as well. So let's quickly look at what hire purchase is. So I've indicated here that it's a system where someone pays for an item in regular installments, right, while having use of the items. So what do I mean by that? You buy the item, you don't have enough cash to pay for it, but you still get the item, take it home, use it at home, but you continue paying monthly installments. Right. Then it is used when customers do not have the full cash amount to pay for the specific product. Also important to note is usually customers must put down a deposit, right? And that deposit is usually a percentage of the value of the product you are buying. Then the remaining outstanding balance is then paid off by means of monthly installment repayments. Also important then is that the outstanding balance is charged at simple interest. Okay, so I hope that gives you a bit of background. Let's quickly look at what else is important. Also important when we're dealing with hire purchase is interest. So interest is extra money paid to a loan at a particular rate. Also interest rate is a percentage charged at a particular rate towards a specific loan. And then I indicated here simple interest. Remember we said when we're dealing with hire purchase, we're going to use simple interest method. So interest charged on the original loan amount, also known as the principal amount due only, right? Resulting in the same fee every time. Okay, let's quickly do a quick practice and I want you to work with me here. Okay, I hope you have all your stationery calculator and so on ready. So first question, define the term deposit, right? So a deposit is usually a payment, right? It's money paid. And it normally acts as like a first installment, right? So that is a deposit. A deposit is a down payment. It's money that you pay, right? And it usually acts as the first installment. Question number 2. How many monthly installments will there be over a period of 3 years? Remember the word monthly, we know in a year, we have 12 months. So therefore I will go and say, okay, 3 years, so I multiply that by 12. So that will give us 36 months. Remember, this is your level 1 questions, and you may ask, why am I asking such easy questions? You'll see how important it becomes once we deal with more challenging questions. Okay, let's look at another question. At question number 3, I said, calculate the amount payable if a store requires 10% deposit on an item that costs 20,000 Rand. Okay, so hope you have your calculators ready. So in this case, the deposit is 10%. So I need to calculate 10%. So I say 10 over 100. Okay. Off means I multiply of the item that costs 20,000 Rand. So there's my calculation. I'm going to punch that in. I know some of you know the answer straight away. So 10% of 20,000, that will give us 2,000 rand. And can you see I've used my unit? I indicated rand because we are working with money. Okay, so I hope that is straightforward. Let me quickly share some other important terminology and words with you. So I indicated here, first of all, a deposit is an amount of money paid as a first installment. Remember, I've asked you that in our practice, right? Then, insurance. What is insurance? And it's important that you take out insurance when you're buying these items, okay? It provides protection against a possible eventuality. Remember, anything can happen, right? Then, a default clause. That describes what happens if a person does not pay each installment on time. Okay? And then also indicated here that real or total cost of a loan is the amount of money borrowed plus, important to note, plus all the interest that must be paid. Okay. Guys, let us quickly take a short advert break. After the break, we'll continue with more maths. See you now.